Today I'll be talking to style director Giriraj, and Giri doesn't want me to mention where he practices his style direction at, but I'll be linking his Facebook and Instagram profile, so you should be able to see where he works at. Giri is a self-taught and also a trained hairstylist practicing in Bangalore, and he's brilliant. I've known him for more than 10 years now, and he's the humility, the talent, and the courage this guy has to just keep pushing through and just have a very deep philosophical approach to his work always intrigues me, and I wanted to share his story with you. And one of the quotes that comes to mind is that Peter Thiel, the Silicon Valley investor, said that autodidacts are the ones who care to learn. And to me, Giri is an absolute embodiment of that. People who really want to learn are the ones who teach themselves. And Giri, to me, seems like a guy who is like that. And I had a lot of fun talking to him. I hope you can enjoy it too with me. Please welcome the great and powerful Giriraj. Is that you, really?
Yeah, it's me. It's me. How are you?
Dude, you really dressed up for this podcast conversation. That's so cool, man. That's so fucking cool. I love it. You actually took it very seriously, and I am too, man.
Yeah, nice.
Okay, dude, I gotta say again, I'm so fucking honored that you could make it. I'm like,
I'm too, bro. I'm so happy that.
Have you done a podcast before? Has anybody got you on their show before?
No one. You're the first one, but I have given some magazine interview. All those stuff I have done.
Okay.
But I have not done any shows, you know.
And by the way, I fucking love your haircut. Who did you give it yourself, or somebody gave it to you?
Some guy called Kumar who works in my salon. So
okay. That's really, like, I really like it, man. It's so sharp. It's so sharp. Yeah. Oh man, that's so cool. Hey, Giri, do you have anything you want to talk about? Because I have a lot to talk about today.
Yeah, bro. I think I wanna. There are so many stuff. Like, you know, I will get along with you on the floor.
Okay, let's get into it, huh? Oh, dude. By the way, did you? I'm gonna. Giri. Sorry, man. I'm so excited you're here, and I want to talk to you about so many things. And I've been thinking about this for the last 2 weeks or 3 weeks, ever since I said, let's go talk about it. I'm like, okay, all the questions I want to ask you. Can I get into the most controversial question I want to ask you?
Please go ahead, bro. I'll take it easy.
Okay. So you decided to be correct me if I'm wrong, you decided to be a hairstylist, a barber, or the pejorative word we use in India is hajam, right?
Yeah.
Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
So has anybody tried to insult you like that, and how did you handle that, man?
No, actually, I have come across a couple of times, but I believe in one thing. But see, it's not about the word; it's actually what we think about it.
Right.
So if you see that category, the word which you said, so that's come outside in Arabic. Arabic people, you know, tag them like that, but Arabic stylists take that as a pride. So here, people started making fun about that name. That's what we are so offended when we hear it. Even I get offended, and even people get offended.
Why do they say that? What do you think is the negative connotation? What are they trying to say?
No, there is nothing as such negative. There is actually pulling down, you know. It's happened everywhere, right? It's bullying. It's happening even in the school, right?
Right.
So but if you see actually a background of that word, it's actually, it comes from, I was researching where this started. See, if you go to Persia, even in, you know, Arabic side, all the Muslims, see, basically the word means it's actually not doing the complete work. If you see Muslim, whenever they get the beard, they only clean here and they only clean it there. Right. That's Arabic word, that's what its translate means. But in India, especially in Karnataka, it goes on. It only in Karnataka it happens. But only thing is like
that word is used negatively only in Karnataka, you're saying, not in other states?
Yeah, not in other states. Other states they are in a they call in a different way.
Okay. But it's still negative. They use some word, but it's still negative in other states.
Negative, but yeah, as I told you, they're trying to bullying. That's all about it.
Right. It's all about bullying. Yeah. They wanna show you your place because hey, you're just a barber. Just right.
That's what we're trying to say. See, in olden days, we're all used to be identify our work, right? Like we over the coal, right? Coal people make coal, right? That so
coal miners,
they used to categorize in a different way. Who do gold to categorize in a different way. Over a dresser, they used to be categorized in a different way. So just as he said, to show their place, this. But there I am being proud. I say,
fuck yeah, man. Fuck yeah. Dude, I gotta tell you, Giri, like when and this might sound very odd, but this is coming from my heart. Whenever I see you, you're just walking around with so much swagger, man. I remember seeing you in B Blunt in 2012 when the first time we met, I think, around my wedding time. And I was like, it's something about this guy. He just walks around with a sense of confidence. And I always thought, like, is that a put on or is that really you? Like you act like you don't give a fuck.
No, actually, I have always had this attitude. I always had confidence what I do. I always believe. If you ask me, I don't know anything apart from cutting hair. For today, in future, I may learn other skills. But today, I just know only about cutting. But I feel I know what I do. I feel somehow. I don't say that there is no hairdresser better than me. I don't. There are really good hairstylists. There are really good people. There are very knowledgeable people. I'm made to learn here. I'm learning in the process. But I have this confidence. I'm ready to do. I'm ready to learn. I'm ready to take the place. I'm ready to crack. Like I always had this attitude. But this attitude only come when I become a hairstylist. Before that, I was not so very confident what I do. But this attitude, this confidence, I got only when after becoming a hairstylist. And also, see, you know me from 10 years. I can't put on that attitude. I can't carry that anymore. Right? That will one day you'll come to know if I'm. That's what I'm trying to do.
Right.
So it's almost 10 years. I know you, and also in this industry about it's been about 18 years now. So I have that confidence. Keep going.
But when did you become, or when did you decide to become a hairstylist? What age?
See, if you ask this present generation, if you ask this question, like, if you ask any other hairstylist, why did you become a hairstylist? They may tell you that, it's my passion, that's what I become a hairdresser. But for me, it was not my passion, actually. I started working and then I made this as my passion. That's what my story. So I lost my at a very early age. I have to run away from home. I ran away from home.
Wait, why did you run away from home?
I lost my dad. So when I lost my dad, I felt I was very attached to my dad. I thought there is nothing now done. There is no point.
What about your mom and your siblings? What are your
everyone,
brothers, sisters?
My mom was there. My brother was there. My uncle. My uncle means mom, elder brothers, younger brothers. Everyone.
So you could hang out with them. You don't have to run away.
I wanted to hang out with them, but I felt that I don't want it to be there. I thought I don't want to run away without telling anyone. I was in Chennai. And back then I was only.
So you literally, your parents, your mom and your brothers never knew where you were gone. You just you just went missing one fine day.
What I did was, I think I remember it was in 2005 or 6, I think. In someday, Monday, I guess. I was wake up early morning without telling, and I took my bag and ran away. No one knows where I was. 4.5 years, no one could say that where I was.
4.5 years. You just were missing. And your parents must have put a police complaint and all of that stuff?
They tried multiple way to, find me. There was, they was believing that I will be in Bangalore, either I will be in, in Karnataka, within a state. but I was not there. I was.
So
in
where
Chennai.
were you from originally? From before?
I'm basically from Shimoga, but we were all settled in Bangalore back then. So we're already in most Bangaloreans, you know. So he was all staying everyone here. They was thinking I will be somewhere here. He will come. He will come. That's what they was thinking. When 6 months become, they thought he, like, you know, the doubt started becoming bigger. They
Right.
started thinking he won't come. Then after 2 years, after 3 years, and 4 years after one fine day, I just came. Then I just landed back to him. That's all it was.
Wait, why did you pick Chennai versus any other city in India?
No, see, the thing is, there is no particular topic. I just wanted to go somewhere. I don't want it to be. I don't want it to be in, you know, Bangalore, because I was like feeling that these guys may find me very easily. So I wanted to stay away from everyone. You know, I don't know. There is no particular reason, but you just feel it, right? You want to stay. And then when I was never imagining.
Man, it takes a lot of balls to do this though, Giri. Like, what age were you when you ran away? What age?
I was in 14 years old.
Holy shit. Like, how did you ever think, like, how am I going to pay for food? How am I going to, like, your relatives?
I was thinking every day, but somehow I know, God grace, I never been without food in a day. I always had a food. I always had a good place to sleep. All I had a good.
So where did you stay in Chennai? Where did you go and live with? Who did you live with?
Guy was, I know him personally. He used to come. So he helped me. I asked him. He said, "Let's go to Chennai." After landing Chennai, he apparently have no one there. Like, I mean, like, whoever he knows, no one was there. Then I told him, you know, I can't go back now. Anyways, I have to look for it. Then back then, I know that when we used to go to school, my uncle, everyone had a saloon. So in summer holiday, we used to spend in saloons. Like, you know, we used to go to a saloon. And so I had that very little bit of, you know, touch in salons. So then couple of days after, I was working in motel, in bus as a cleaner, all those stuff. After that, I know that, no, I can't be here. Then I went to a barber shop and asking for a job, you know, just give me a job. You know, I started as housekeeping. Then, you know, I did a little bit of practicing there. That's how, you know, slowly I started beginning.
How did you practice? Like, how did you, did the bar?
So back then, there was no as such a course or nothing. So you just look and learn. You must have seen that when you go to a salon, like, father was a senior stylist, son was a junior stylist, right? Like, that's the concept that time. So you just look and learn. That's what I was. And then later on, what happened one day, like, you know, I was looking for, I want to do something, like, you know, I want to go big because I want to come back to my home. You know, I wanted to go in, like, you know, at least, like, since I'm run away, wanted to have like big position and then go. That's what I was thinking in hairdressing. I hold some position and then go. So then back then there was one salon who was offering a course because they was launching in Chennai. So I thought of, let's go there. And then I given an interview. There were a lot of people in that interview, but I don't know, somehow I got selected.
What do they ask you in the interview? Do they just ask you to just style somebody's hair? They ask you questions.
Yeah, there are a couple of questions they'll ask, but they're going to be basic question, and they will ask you to do a practice. I mean, like, demo. You know, you just cut and show them.
Okay.
So somehow felt that this guy is okay, but I was not so great back then. So I had no confidence on me. But later on, when I did that course was very much needed to me. Like, you know, if I finish that course, everything. Like,
how long was the course for? How long did they teach you?
I got it about like 3 months, but it's a lot of bundle of education. I had a hairstylist from UK. You imagine people, I must have need to pay some money, like, you know, like 1.5 to 2 lakh back then, but which I got it for free, which is a big thing for me. I did not.
How did you get it for free? How did you get it free?
Because they wanted to launch a salon in Chennai. So they for a stylist where they will train them, like, you know, without paying money, they'll train them and they'll put it in a salon. So they were launching, right? When they launch, they'll train this staff.
They'll eat the cost of that, yeah.
So that's what I was lucky enough to get that training. Once I finished the training, the guy name who trained me was David Nisbet. He was one of the great stylists back then. He's no more, but he still remains the great. Man. So he has trained me, and, you know,
what? Okay, if you don't mind me asking you, what do you think was so great about this trainer guy? Why did you think it really
No,
helped you?
actually, actually, David is someone like that. He's always a EP man. He wants it to be.
He's a hippie man, you said?
Yeah. It's tone, alcohol, that's what he is. But when I used to see his work, he was one of the best stylists. The way he used to cut hair. He's back from UK. UK hairdresser always had a good attitude in their profession. And
Okay.
he taught me, see, you do whatever you want to do, but when you come to your work, you need to be very serious.
Okay.
I learned stuff from him. I used to watch him very minutely. I used to shadow him always. So I got a lot of education from him. Not only about hairstylist, how to be a stylist. It's not only about cutting, how to behave as a stylist, how to come to what kind of confidence you need to give it to your client. So he was a great guy for me. It was a great thing happened to me. So I was there about like 1.5 years. After course, I used to assist him. So I used to do shoots. I used to go with him. All those stuffs were there.
Shoots for what, like models or movies or who?
Not movies, we used to go for the magazine shoots, like some jewelry shop shoots. The top end models used to come, used to do all the styling. So I used to go and assist him, help him. So, yeah, that's what makes me say that, he's a really great.
So you were mentored by him for almost 2 years straight.
Yeah.
And you said he was a very kind of hippie character. He used to party a lot, basically.
Yeah, all kind of stones. Yeah, all kind of stuff. Yeah, that's what I mean.
And but what the lesson he taught you was, if you're having fun, have fun. That's who gives a shit.
Yeah.
But if you're coming to work, just focus on here. Tell me this, Giri. Once you started cutting hair, you were cutting hair because of a necessity, right? You wanted a job, but then at what point did that become like fun? What point did you realize, like, wow, I really enjoy doing this stuff?
No, actually, see, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know. I may not be right here, but I feel any work, if you take in the world, if you go to software, doctor, lawyer, they have their own pressure. But I mean, they have their own requirement. They will have their own stuff going on behind. But as a stylist, you want your client. Your client is happy, you're happy. That's all about it. And max to max, if your client is not happy, he will come and tell you, I'm not happy. It's done. And it cannot drag more than 1 hour. That's all about it. And I feel stylists are it out. They're not they're not gonna carry anything apart from the salon. That's what I feel like.
Wait, I don't buy that, Giri, because I've seen a lot of divas who walk into salons. I don't mean to I don't mean to disparage anybody. I love everybody, but there are people who are kind of very fussy and very, very high maintenance, right?
Yeah, there are people, but what I honestly feel is, let me put it in this way. When I started my career, let me finish your first question.
Yeah.
See, I started my career. It was for me just because of a food I need. That's what I started my career. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Yeah, I just briefly cut out. It's okay. No worries.
I started my career just because I needed a food. But later on, when I started, seeing my growth, when I cutting hair, even when I take any class, I ask a student, why you become a stylist? Everyone say it was my dream to become a stylist. It was, it was my passion. I see people from lawyer to switching into hairstylist. I see people who's
lawyer
becoming a hairstyling.
Wait, a lawyer became a hairstylist?
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen people.
What the hell? How did they make that shift?
I'm very happy to cut. It was my dream. I met one of my students. She was a ex-lawyer in some. He become a stylist, and I know a lot of software becoming a stylist. But
wow, okay.
when I see myself, when I see myself, I never had that kind of opportunity.
Right.
It was not choose by me. There was only option for me to come here. But later on, I realized, okay, this is the best thing happened to me. This is the best industry. This is the best career in my life, whichever I choose. And also I enjoy and also I get paid. So it's more fun, right? When you love what you do, also you get money. So that's what I started liking it. And second thing about fussy clients. So about fussy client, I started like after certain years, like, in beginning stage, you find very fussy client, you feel, you won't be able to handle them, you try to switch your seniors. But when you become little senior, when you get all the education, when you get the experience, grab the experience, then I started feeling how much of a fussy you are until you put the right work. See, probably you are coming to a cut to me, you're not so fussy. So probably if I put only 50%, you will be happy, you may appreciate my work. So if you're a fussy same guy coming, if I put proper 100% technique to them, proper work, they cannot complain. There are people comes and say, if you don't cut my hair, I'm going to screw you. So we make sure we do our best.
Wait. What did they say? What they say? If you don't cut my hair, I'll screw you. Really?
I mean, if you don't cut my hair properly, I'll screw you. So there are clients when before sitting a chair, they'll ask, are you experienced enough? There are people who don't know us. They'll say all those stuff. But we make sure we'll give our best, whatever in our hand.
Dude, how much pressure is there where somebody says, look, I'm gonna get my hair cut with you, but if you fuck up, I'm gonna really screw you, like that. Imagine the pressure while you're cutting somebody's hair like that.
There is a lot of pressure, but see, the technique, the experience which I have, which stylists will have, if they have a good experience, how much of pressure, they know how to handle it. So earlier stage, what used to happen to me, especially, I never know how to handle a pressure. So I also never know how to handle it. It's a very minute change. We need to do it. That's all about it. But there are a lot of pressure. Also, the fact client has all the rights. They may screw you very, very well. Like, they can do stuff. They can. There are Google reviews. They can give it to on my name. They can spread the word saying that I am not good. So obviously, client can do wonders in a good way. Client can do wonders in a bad way also. So that's always there. But I also strongly believe I don't categorize client as fussy and good client. I only client as client. How much ever they are, they may be a big shot. They may be a superstars. They may be a celebrity. For me, when they sit in my chair, they are a superstar. They are a celebrity. They are the VIP people. So I treat everyone as same. Also in the categories, if they are fussy, see, there are, when you come to cut a hair with me, we know that, right? We talk so much, we talking about it. But there are clients, I'm cutting their hair more than 10, 15 years. But they just ask me, hi, how are you? I say, I'm good, sir. That's all about it. We never talk anything because they don't like.
You don't like to talk, yeah. Me neither. I just like to keep quiet. Yeah. So many hairstylists don't get it, and they keep wanting to talk and stuff like that. Not with you. I love talking to you, but anyway.
So I give them personal space. If I know that, if they don't want to talk, I'll give them space. I'll stay away. I'll just finish my work and tell them. But there are people who wants to talk, so I'll talk to them. I'll tell them. I'll share them. They'll share it to me. So there are clients really good, very, very bonding clients. They really wants to meet us. They really want to talk to us. All those stuff. We are also allowed to talk to them. All those stuff are there.
At what point did you start feeling like, when a client came to you and said, hey, give me this haircut, I have a wedding in 3 days or something like that. And what point in your career, like, was it how many ever years you got into it, or was there a specific point in your life, in your career, where you started feeling like, man, I really got this, I know how the hell to make somebody look really good, right? Like, because people will, like, the way I come to you, Giri, for example, I'll come and say, hey, just give me a cut that you think looks good on me, for example. I don't know, whatever by the way, I gotta say, you were saying, I don't mean to change topics here. You were saying you're really taking care of your health and you're working out and stuff. I could really see it, brother. You look really, really fucking good. So good
Yeah.
on you. Keep doing what you're doing. But anyway, at what point did you get that confidence in you? Like that you could see, let's say somebody comes and sits and says, hey, just give me a cut, whichever you think looks good on me. How do you do you ever like approach it like that? Do you ever sit down and say, okay, I know what this person needs to cut their hair short, and then I'm going to cut it this way? Like, at what point did you get that confidence in you?
So basically, in the very beginning, when I started my career, I started feeling, I'm doing good. See, hair cutting, basically what happens, cut and color. Say I'm doing any women's color. So we applied and we wait for about 30 to 40 minutes. So when process happened, we wash the hair and we'll blow dry and see it. So physically, it's a challenging result. So it's like, you see that whenever we do any haircut and color, in 30 minutes you're gonna see that progress. Like you see what's happened, you see that makeover immediately. So it's very inspiring. And also what I started feeling in a beginning stage. See, when I'm go for a haircut, I want one of the best haircut. So I don't get I would be happy if my haircut is not good. I don't feel confident if my haircut is not good. So
Right.
it maybe there are people feel that when I had longer, people used to think that it's not good for you, but I was very happy with it. I was used to think it's for you. So I told myself once, Giri, you imagine. So I have been screwed up so many clients. When I started my career, I have spent so many years. I know that there are women shouted at me. One lady has shouted at me. She used all the bad words because it was so long hair. I cut it into this short, and I was also wondering. And someone told his best guy go there.
Okay.
After cutting like 15 years before, I made it completely short. She screwed me. She's scolded. All those stuff was there. But later on, one point, I started thinking, Giri, you imagine you have a hair, you go for a haircut. So how do you want to get your haircut done? You wanted a best haircut, right? So when you're cutting someone, I always feel myself, I am sitting there. So you better do it to me good. Like you don't like to have a bad haircut. So there are a day where I'm tired also. I'll push myself. No, you got to do good haircut now because you are there, you're sitting, it's your haircut. And also second point, I started feeling like it's our baby. My haircut, I don't like to be handicapped.
Right.
So I don't like baby to handicap. That's what I feel. I take it very personally. I'll take my work very personally. I have fun, but I'm very serious. I'm very serious when I come to work. I do a bad haircut. I cannot do a bad haircut. I say this in a very confidence,
Sure.
There are complaints. I don't say that. There are people say that I did not like your work. There are so many people says that. But as for me, I do my single ounce. I mean, I'll put all my energy. I put all my effort. What best can do for you. I'll try to do that. I'll think before cutting your hair. I'll think, okay, what best for him. So it may take longer. It may be difficult, but I'll try to reach there. I'll try to go that way. So that's what I feel. I hope I answered your question.
You said something which is really like, I love what you said. You said you take it very personally. You take your profession like a manifestation of your skill. Like when somebody looks good, that's just your work ethic that's come alive, right? Like, and I think to myself, like, I love that attitude, by the way. And it's, I don't know, in my opinion, that's probably quite common, but I also feel like it's something that needs to be talked about. Why, in America, they use this phrase, take pride in your work. They always use that phrase.
Yeah.
And I grew up in India never hearing that. What does it mean to take pride in your work? Meaning that if you do something, if you put, let's say you're doing construction, you're building a wall, you have to take pride in it in the sense that it has to manifest what you believe like is you, right? Like you're the hard worker. You take every minute step to make something look good because that's you. Like somebody's going to judge you like that. And I feel like we could talk more about that in our society, at least, because it's like, I'll just do it. Wing. There's another term called winging it, right? You just wing it and you say, yeah, it's okay. I can half do this. And you see the outcomes, right? The outcomes are not as good as it could be. For example, like, I guess I'm specifically saying, like, it bugs me that, like, on the street, on Bangalore streets, right? So we have, when they lay a road or lay a footpath, there are rocks kind of in all different, they're not perfectly evenly put down, and then there's like, stuff that's half done and things like that. And like when you say take pride in your work, and that you have to take it very personally, it's like, imagine you're a guy who builds a road. That's the attitude you want. I want the best road to be put forward. I mean, because it's a reflection of who I am and reflection of my community and what I believe in and what I've been raised to believe in, right?
Yeah.
I know I went off on a long tangent there, but I'm saying that's so, like, what you're saying, Giri, is like such music to my ears. Like I really want to like applaud what you do. Like, and it sounds like you grew that on your own. It was like, I mean, of course, you had mentors and people who helped you along the way, but it made sense to you that it has to reflect you. You have to take it personally, and you have to personally invest your skill in it so you get it right.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I guess I'm saying the same thing back to you. I don't mean to, but I really love it, man.
Totally understand.
Yeah. So you also worked. I know you mentioned another. Was it a guy from New Zealand who was your mentor as well, or New Zealand, or was it Australia?
He was Brent
Brent.
Barber. He's a great guy. So basically, I was already about like 8-9 years experience guy. Not 8-9 years. Yeah, 10 years experience guy already. So I joined as a senior stylist with him. Working with Brent was experience for me to become a trainer. So he made me a trainer. So he was a trainer. Basically, he used to train the trainers.
Right.
So he was a very good guy. See, I don't know why we always, I don't know what to say. When we see other stylists from other country, like, from US, or especially from UK and Australia, they have a different attitude than any other country stylist. Like, if you take New Zealand, any other country. So I like, especially UK, Australian stylists as a good. They are very, very good in hairdressing. See, every country may have their own skill. I believe personally like that. So he also had a very good technique, good strong basic fundamental with him, Brent Barber. So I assist him. I also used to work with him, but that was not to become a stylist, that to become a trainer. So I was assisting with him. See, he was a great guy to work with.
His last name was Barber.
His complete name is Brent Barber. Yeah. See, you just now you said, right? You never heard in India to take a pride about it. See, that's what they are. They take pride about it. Yeah.
He made his last name Barber. How fucking cool, man! I mean, he probably was born that. That was, okay. What do you? I so want to talk about this UK and Australian hairdressers. Like, do you think it's just the skill, Giri, or is it also like an attitude that they? My personal experience with guys, English guys or Australian guys, is that they're very easygoing. They don't take life too seriously, but they're yet very hardworking people. There's no doubt they're skilled, hardworking. I don't know. My viewpoint is that they just kind of are very easygoing. You could just joke with them and just be normal, and then they'll just joke back and just be, and they come across as very like polite, sweet people. Am I over exaggerating all of this?
No, you are not. It may be true, but I am not seeing in that way actually. So I see about the skill. So skill. I think if you see, Milan is one of the eye up for the fashion brand.
Right.
If you go there, you find a lot of UK hairstylists. In our industry, UK hold the big position. So UK has really good companies, like, big companies. Like, see, if someone asks me where you want to go and do about 3 months course to upgrade myself, I choose UK. So why do I choose? Just not because of the country, the education they have. So I am not seeing as a person. See, I like Indian guys. I like someone like you. I like people,
Likewise.
I like my people. But see, if I see in education, if I see in my hairdressing community knowledge which they have, I feel they have a good knowledge. That's what I mean to say.
Do you feel like the British people are also like in general, are there people much more stylish in terms of hairstyles and the way their fashion is?
If you see, I would say there are father of hairdresser from UK. There are really good hairdressers who created basics, like, they are from UK. So there are, if you know, I could name it, Tony and Guy Salon from UK. It's one of the best salon. Tony and Guy's brothers. Tony is a name. Tony Musculo, Guy Musculo, they are brothers. They are from UK. And there are other good people, even Vidal Sassoon from US. They are really great people. Paul Mitchell. They're all really good people. I mean to say, it's not the character, it's not the attitude. I'm trying to say is their work culture. I'm trying to say their skill levels are really high. Lot to learn from them. Lot to learn.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what to say about that. I'm so same thing with me, Giri. I should say, when one of the things when you say guys from abroad, you appreciate these guys and stuff, like same for me. I've had mentors here in the US, both, I mean, I should say Indians and Americans, but people who just kind of like a few American engineers, I could name over my career of whatever 15, 17 years now. It's just that they selflessly take me under their wing and they just show me how it's done.
Sorry to cut you off. I need to add one more point. So what I want strongly, I used to feel is this. See, they give importance for a talent. Like, see, who selected me in Tony and first place. There were so many people. There was people who's better than me. There were people very tall, handsome. He never selected anyone. He selected me back then. He said that this guy is good. I like his attitude towards the work. So I feel that they are more into a point. They don't see anything else, like, so they don't see book by a cover. They see what is actually inside of it. Like, they feel, okay, you are talented, I'll give you a chance. So I admire that. I like it. I wanted to be like that. I wanted to have that attitude. I wanted to support only who has good attitude, no matter how bad you are to me. But if you have talent, I want to help you. That's what I feel like. So that's what I connected with them more than. Yeah, I think you can go ahead.
Yeah, no, and a very good point you make. Is that how you, I mean, I'm sure that's how you approach. You're an academy teacher, you're a trainer. And then when you see guys come into the academy, I'm sure you're looking at them as just like whoever's got the right approach to life, the attitude, and correct and tell me how you approach this. How much of it is talent versus how much of it is attitude for you?
See, for me, see, attitude is very important nowadays. You need it because you need to have a good attitude. So if you want to become successful, that's what I believe. You need to have a good attitude. We need to treat people good. But there are some people who I meet, they will be having a very good skill, but their attitude will be not so great. But I'll take them as how to tell. I want to help them. I want to give them a hand. I want to tell them, see, you are very good, but you need to correct it. That's what I don't take them as handicap, but I feel, they need a push. They need a guidance. That's what I feel like. But there are people who don't have talent, but they have a good attitude. For them, I feel that they need to get educated more. I want to give them also, but in education, saying that, I'll give you education. So when they have a good attitude and they get a good education, they're going to be perfect. There are people who can do wonder. Obviously, see, all this training, all this stylists, we're going to be some years. Next generation will come and take over our place for sure. So there are stylists who I train, they may become better than me. So,
of course,
they will be flow. Obviously, that has to move, and we have to be moving. Someone has to come here for sure. So that's what I feel like. I give too much of importance to talent. If I find talent, if they have no attitude, if they're lacking in attitude, I'll help them. I'll tell them, you just need to be correcting your attitude. But they just need to be brave enough to understand what I'm trying to do.
Right, and not take it negatively.
Yeah.
Dude, you have a really cool tattoo. Can you show me your tattoo really quick on your... No, can you bring... do you have an arm? So both your arms are filled with tattoos?
Yeah, I got full tattoo from here to here.
Nice.
So I have till there. So on the other hand, I have Buddha, so symbol of peace.
Is this new? This is so cool. This is relatively new. I haven't.
Yeah. So I think you probably must have seen Buddha, but this you must have not seen. But
I have.
had this.
I don't remember seeing the Buddha. I only remember seeing the. You have the
Scissor.
shears. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You must. Then it would have been long back.
Right.
So this the scissor and then.
And what's that? What's on your right hand? What's
This is Apache Girl, Red Indian.
And what's the? Do you have any? I don't know. It doesn't matter, I guess. How do you, hey, dude? How do you keep up on your? How do you keep up on your styles? Like, how do you know at what point you have to upgrade? Like, you know, one of the things in like engineering, if you take, for example, right? Like in today's day and age, like things are evolving so quickly. You have to always kind of keep up to date on what technologies are happening. If you're in your 40s, it doesn't matter, you know, 30s and 40s, it doesn't matter. You have to constantly keep upgrading yourself so that nobody will lay you off. Nobody will think you're a has-been, for example, right? Like, how do you know, do you go online and kind of educate yourself? Like, how do you keep abreast of the latest stuff that's going on out there?
So I think there is two ways, but the first way is obviously we try to learn education. We try to grab a knowledge from other people, like who's on the trend. We get an education. I go online. I see sometime I see YouTube's. You know, there are a lot of stuff in YouTube.
Okay.
Also.
Yeah.
How can you see a YouTube, Giri, because you're already a stylist? But there are good people in YouTube also who trains you. And
so
also,
YouTube is like a huge resource. Like you're saying, YouTube is as good as actually going to a course and learning something.
No. When I say YouTube, people will like think that no, general people who's not non-stylist, right? Like now, there was coronavirus, people used to see YouTube and cut their hair, right? That's what they think like. But there are other stuff, you know, we can see. When I see my junior also, sometimes I feel that, you know, I get some point. I get, okay, what is he doing, right? I'm going to play that same technique. And also coming to a point, I feel, especially I maybe this is in every industry, but what I personally feel, this is never ending, you know. We need to keep running until you cannot even be tired also to learn. Just because it's a mind game, right? You need to keep running. There are a lot to learn. There is like I feel even from today, from this point of time, if these fashion trends stop growing, to learn, I think I need 2 generations. So that's what I feel. So imagine even the fashion is growing, like, you know, how much to learn. So you can't say that I got everything. So I have to be greedy when it comes. I am very greedy when it comes to learning. So I'm very eager, very greedy.
Greedy meaning like what do you mean by greedy? Like, do you sit down and just...
I feel I want to learn everything. I feel I want to do everything of hairdressing. Now I want to put everything each of it. As I told you, see, imagine if the growth of fashion learning skills stop. It's not going to grow from today. To learn that, I need 2 generations.
Right.
So let me put this point, it's not going to stop. It's keep growing. Every day someone is inviting you everything. And also second thing, we're also invite. We're also try. We also do experiments. So we're all keep, you know, cutting hair. We have mannequins, doing stuff, understanding, taking different sections, breaking the rules, going outside the rules and seeing whether it's good. Sometimes we come back.
So, oh my God, I mean, this is really some point I want to like get into with you. How do you, when you're in the academy, do you experiment on each other and say, I'm going to maybe try this thing. It might be rule breaking. How do you actually break the rules? How do you go about doing that?
So basically breaking rules, something like, see, fundamentals stuffs are there, which, see, we need to be very strong in fundamental. Once you're strong in fundamental, you have your basic balance to do things. So we take mannequins. Other stylists will be there. We ask them. I ask the stylist. Stylist will ask me. So what do you think if I take these sections? You know. So creating opposite way, like whatever we used to do. So we'll see, like, you know, say particular UA cut, like we are trying to create more volume in the top. So we'll try to create in a different way of that one. We'll see the results. See, if I'm trying to create top volume, so sometime I just need to use a machine. Instead of using a machine, I may use a scissor and see. I'll see which finishing is better. I compare both, so I'll get some kind of idea. So we have manicumes, means like it will be a yed.
What's the word you use? Cumes?
Manicumes.
What's a manicune? Mannequins. Oh.
Yeah. That's what
wait. You've got fake hair on the mannequins, and then you just kind of cut it. And do you just kind of buy them in the store, like you just buy in bulk, and then the mannequin?
Yeah. See, if you come to my salon, I work one of the salon. You know that, right? Bounce.
Right.
Like, it's a great place. It's one of the
course,
premium.
Yeah.
So there we have a lot of mannequins, like where you take hair and
Okay. And do you have different kinds of mannequins? Like you have some hair that looks like a white person's hair, another Indian person's hair, another curly, and then somebody like me who's got thick hair, whatever. Like, how do you make sure that you've got all the different? I'm just curious, man. I don't know how you guys do it.
That is little racism, but they always white skin.
Dude, hang on. I gotta take a leak so bad. Just hang on. It'll be 2 minutes. Is that okay? Sorry, I had to take a leak badly. I think I had a lot of tea and Perrier this morning. So anyway, so you were saying, Giri, you were saying you practice a lot on mannequins, right? So it's like, so do you say, like, again, I want to come back to your point earlier about like breaking the rules. Like, do you actually break the rule? Can you give me an example of when you broke a rule and it actually worked really well, and you've continued to kind of keep that technique in your profession?
Basically, when I started about like after 3 years, when you become strong in foundation, when I was strong in foundation, so you kind of get bored, right? You don't know. See, in all in my industry, I think every stylist will stuck sometime. They don't know where to learn from.
Right.
So they will have opportunity next to us, but we don't know how to catch. We don't know how to catch them, or we don't know how to grab the knowledge. So we will get stuck. So that time we tend to do something. There are sometimes it may go worse also. Sometimes, as I said, it may become good. So after learning about like 3-4 years of basics, so I was really confident of trying something new. So I have tried a lot of things, and every stylist will try it, but there are stylists will sometimes know that they're trying it. There are stylists they don't know that they're trying it. But I feel in everyday basis we try it. Like in Kannadadalli ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ there is one thing, ವಿದ್ಯೆ ಗೊತ್ತೋರೋರ್ಗೂ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ವಿದ್ಯೆ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಕೋತಿ ವಿದ್ಯೆ. I hope you understand, right? What I'm trying to
say. Yeah, but I don't understand what is the moral of that?
The moral of the story is this. See, when before knowing something, it's very difficult for you. After knowing, it's like monkey, like you can do wherever you sit, you throw a ball, you catch. But before catching the ball, you need to be focused. You need to learn the game. After learning the game, it's very easy. Like it's a monkey. That's what I'm trying to say. So once you learn the basic, so you get so easy, and you want to try. If you go wrong, also you know how to balance it out. So you're not going to keep it open. You're not going to let anyone know that you have done a mistake. Probably stylists can make out, but not the client. So that's what I'm trying to say.
So the moral of the story for me is that, I mean, I agree with you, by the way, is that you have to get to a point where you understand how the basics of the game are played. And then once you reach that point, it's just like you know how to play with things because you understand all the basic rules, and then you have your own creativity. I have a question for you. Like, of course, you've cut a lot of hair for celebrity people and movies and things like that. Yeah, I think you already answered my question. You you said you don't treat anybody special or different. You just kind of, but how, it's still hard for me to understand though. If, like, for example, if like actor Vijay was sitting in front of you and the stakes are so high because you say, this is like 200 crore budget movie, and if I fuck this haircut up, the whole the whole schedule is going to be fucked, right? How do you not keep that in mind, man?
I feel like that. The moment I started thinking about his sports, especially is about his movies, and about his, what to tell you, about his standards, about when I started thinking him as
wait, you
very
actually cut Vijay's hair, the actor Vijay's hair?
No, I never cut his hair.
Okay, so you're talking about some actor, it doesn't matter.
Yes, some actor, any actor. So when I started thinking about their pride, when I started thinking their position, especially, I don't think so I can do a good job, because my mind does not work. See, I feel hairdressing is about a mind. You need to understand, because see, when we wash hair, we think what we're going to do. So for me, it's a hair. So it does not matter whose hair it is, but the best I can do it to him. But when any actor comes, what I may do is I'll give him a better place to sit, because probably you say you're a superstar, you're coming to my chair tomorrow. So many people gonna be disturbing you there to taking a photo. Right. That's all I'm do to you. I can say I'll cut in a place where no one will see you. But apart from that, when I come to a work culture, I will gonna treat you as same as my next before client, which I cut it. I'm gonna treat you the same. So they won't. I cannot do a differentiation. But what I told you, like that privacy, which I can tell my company to give it to you. That's all about it. But when I come to when I come to hair cutting, I would say I will cut the best for sure, but I will not keep all this in mind. I will not think your movies. I will not think about the budget of it. I'll ask his requirement. So you need to see, first of all, when client comes, client is the one who's let us know what to do. We'll never do it. So there is no, see, back then what used to happen, client used to say, suggest me. But now we're so particular. Everyone is so specific. They know what they want. They already know. You already know what looks nice on you. So whenever you come, you tell me what to do. You say, Giri, I want it very short. I want it a little wispy here in the front. Give me really nice one. That's what you say, right?
Right.
Usually 90% of clients will never ask us. They'll tell us what to do. So it becomes easy. When you tell what you want, it becomes easy. You have finished my 50% of job already. So which 50% I need to do is best, whatever you're telling me. So I will not do everything what you tell also, because I also have some kind of education. So what you say, what I know, I mix together. So I'll do the best. So I will just not do. There are sometimes people will say, I wanted exactly like this, but I know that fact, it may not look nice on him. So in that case, I'll mix and do it. The answer is for your question. I'll not keep all this in my mind. My mind only works when you sit in front of chair. My mind works only saying that you do best to him. Whatever.
Don't worry about the outcome, is what you're saying. Just do what you can do.
I worry about the outcome.
You do worry about the outcome.
But I don't care about his
status,
position.
is whatever. Yeah.
I don't care about it. But I'm very much worried about outcome. It's not only for the actor.
But you don't worry thinking the outcome is going to go bad. I guess, correct me if I'm wrong.
But I know that it's going to be like this. See, before doing something, that's what I always tell myself. I know how it's going to be. I pictureize.
You like, visualize in your mind how it's going to look like.
Picture comes my front of my eyes.
Okay.
I know how it's going to look like. And trust me, you may feel it's overconfidence. 99% time it will be right.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's overconfidence. I think that's the mark of a professional. Like what you're saying is that you've done it so many times. You've worked so hard. You made mistakes along the way. You've learned how the profession, how you have to go about it, and your mind's so trained. Your intuitions are so good. If somebody comes and says, hey, I want haircut X, it's so easy. I don't know if it's easy, but it's just intuitively you can project that haircut on that person's face and says, okay, this is how it's going to look like, so I know how to go about it. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. And I mean, I can, tell me if I'm wrong. I think that's the way you're talking about it, is like you've gotten so used to it, your intuitions are so good, it's just natural for you to get a picture in your mind. Can you tell me something about man, can you tell me something about like the latest hairstyle? What is the latest hairstyle that, as an Indian person, as an Indian man, let's say, and we'll come to women a little bit later, what is the best haircut a guy could have? And I'll probably, if you send me a picture or something like that, I'll post it down. But what do you think is the sexiest hairstyle from guys right now in India?
I think, as I told you, like, now if I see, especially Indian man, so I generally feel like this. I feel man are much choosy, much particular when it comes to hairstyling.
Really?
They don't like to try different things. You tell me, when did you try a different haircut than what you usually get it done?
How many times have I tried?
No. In past 1 year, have you tried different hairstyle apart from them what you're getting it done?
Okay, so the honest truth here is that I cut my own hair. Ever since COVID started, I started cutting my own hair with a buzzer and stuff like that. And I have not changed my hairstyle for straight 4 or 5 years. Since you last showed me how to get a fade, I'm doing some version of that fade. So I'm probably a bad person to talk to in this case.
So basically what I strongly feel is this.
Yeah.
Men is also to stick in one thing. If they get happy in one thing, they always want to be there. They never change it until they
so I was saying exactly what you're saying then. I try to stick to it because I feel like it works for me. It's easy. Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say. I feel men, they'll never want to follow different things. Men, especially in style, right? See, women may be seeing other, may get influenced. They say that I want to get something like that done.
Okay.
But never do that. Men will never want to change it because he has his own attitude, own character. He feels already what he has is the best for him. So he'll keep it. So it may go controversial now, but still. So that's what I feel like, personally. So they don't change because the amount of men haircut I do, the regular clients, if you see, I have quite a bit regular clients, means they're coming 5-6 years with me.
Sure.
When even I asked them, can I change it? They said, no, Giri, this looks nice. I want to be there.
Right.
So after 4 years of hair cutting, they say the same thing. But here what I understand is this, because specifically you said, what is the style for men right now? So men never want to change like that. Even if they change, they will stay at least 1 year there. So no one will change every time of the year.
Right.
That's what I feel like. But today trend, it's more into undercut. People wants to go zero fade, the fade.
What's a zero fade? With zero blade.
Hey, go skin. I'll send you a lot of pictures.
Okay.
It's in my. I'll send it to you.
Okay.
So it's zero. They'll do completely skins fade here and putting little spike on the top.
Okay.
Which is more classic and neater. Now, as you know, every olden stories are coming where people want to have a long beard.
Yeah.
No one likes a clean shave.
Right.
So 2020 is little different than, when I back there in 2012 and all, people used to keep like beard used to be very lines here, all those stuff was there. But nowadays, no one wants to be that neat. People wants to be rugged, little more manly, muscular. That's what people are looking for in India.
And what about women? What do women want? Like longer hair, certain kinds of styles, or is it always changing all the time?
If you talk about length, like women, back then in India, to cut short hair, we always used to crave for a short hair. I always used to beg for a short hair.
Really?
Because people, no one wants to cut short, especially women. No one wants to have a short hair because it was our tradition, right? To keep long hair, wear saris, all other stuff. But now later on, after 2005 and all, it's changed. People wants to try different things. Women are trying short hair, color. People are going, and also now everyone wants to have a elegant look. No one wants to have too much of messy nowadays. People wants to look neat. That's what women are
just
looking
glamorous. They want like a long flowing hair.
Yeah. Even if they have a short, they want to have nice wave. Not too much of messy. And also people are so educated, so specific nowadays. They know what looks nice. Before a stylist, they'll tell. If stylist says wrong, they'll tell the stylist, no, you're wrong. It's not going to look nice on me.
How did
so
you?
They know it.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Keep going. Say what you were going to say. I want to hear what you're saying.
Women knows what they want to do. Women knows, like, what looks nice on them. They're always been like, if by mistake, if stylists suggest them a wrong, they will tell on the face, no, it's not gonna look nice on me. I don't think so. So they know it. Like, so we as a stylist, we need to be careful. We need to be up to the mark. We need to be on the trend to understand.
You started doing haircut. You mentioned on guys. At what point did you shift to women's hair? Like, is that a hard transition?
No, it is not a hard transition. It is a great transition for me. It is not actually hard, but see, back then it was like that. Like, stylists who do men, we are going to the first question again. You need to be bullied, saying, all other stuff.
Right,
just
right.
There. But when you come to you, women hairstylists, they started seeing in a different way. Who you is a stylist. Stylist category, they started posting in, especially in India, it still goes on now. So if you're a unisex stylist, you have a great mark. But if you go to abroad, they don't care. They just, if you're a barber, that's what they are. But in India, like, if you're doing men and women, you are like little higher than, above than a barber. That's what they think. Like,
okay.
So to change in my life, I wanted to become a unisex stylist. So I was a men's stylist, and I approached one salon in Chennai. Unfortunately or fortunately, there was a guy called Subramani who was from Bangalore. The moment I Bangalore, he started talking in Kannada. It's like, and I was like super happy, excited. I told him, this is what I want to do. He helped me a lot. He was the guy who he took my interview. He selected me. He said, okay, you start working there. He's a great guy. His name is Subramani. So I started unisex journey from there. And then back then I was doing a unisex, but I was not so great. That's where I got David Nisbet. I told you, right? Tonian guy trainer from London. So he started improving my education. So that becomes the strong pillar.
What are some of the key lessons you learned about, I don't know, hairstyle? Like, along the way, you felt like, man, I wish this is such a good lesson. I wish I knew this early on. Was there any specific thing that you remember?
I think I am lucky enough to learn this in the starting stage only. As David told me, see, you do whatever you want to do, but when it comes to your work, you've got to be serious. And then somehow I had an attitude of taking my work as very, very personally, very, very seriously. But also basic is a thing. Like, I think it comes to in every industry. I feel if you have a strong foundation, you will be a stronger. So that's what I still believe in. So I even basic is always remains a basic. It cannot be changed. But I even try to learn basics sometime. I even practice basics so that I get even sharper and sharper.
Wow, so cool.
A lot of inspiring. Even from my client, I learned so many, especially from you. You're the guy who told me. I still remember you used to make vegetable juice, all the egg packs, all those stuff. It got inspired today. You don't know. I'll show you my transformation photo. I'll send it to you.
Sure.
So all this inspired come from our clients also. Client will say some words which inspires us so much. We adapt. We say, okay, well, this is good. This is what you need to do. Some clients say something and go. So it sit into our head. We stay there.
And I think the biggest point for me is that you're such a humble guy. Like, you're always, you never have, no matter where you work, be blunt or bounce. Now you're like one of the head guys there, one of the most important people at Bounce, and Be Blunt was run by a celebrity person, and you were one of the star haircutters there. Like, but you always have humility, man. That's such a thing I look up to with you. It's like people like you, who, it doesn't matter how far ahead you get in life. You just have to stay humble and just keep learning and accept that you're going to fuck up every now and then, but then you're just going to work hard. And like you said, just keep learning the basics every now and then too. Just that's such another great piece of advice, because you can never be confident in even in the basic stuff. You might end up making a mistake some point in the future. So just always stay humble. How do you take a break, man? Like, I know you get like what, 1 day a week off or something like that.
My week off is 1 day. See, our industry does not have good leave policies because, see, we worked on, it's all about a business, right? We need to generate a business.
Right.
You want to grow business. So thinking about a company point of view, see, say suppose one stylist does not turn to work, they lose money. So they will, because it's a day business. Like the particular person will have a request client. He don't go to a salon, he will not get enough of business. May not generate that day. The may client go back next day, but they will be a loss of the day. The day will get lost. Salon will get. So keeping in all that mind, industry itself works like that. There is no great leave policy.
It's just a very hectic, cutthroat industry.
Yeah. But the good thing is, in our industry, you don't have too much of pressure. You don't have a sales pressure. You don't have anything because we are creators. So especially the company where I work, my boss, his name is Vikram. He's a stylist. So when boss is a stylist, when his boss is a technical person, he'll understand very well.
Right.
I have a great team. My owner name is Vikram, and then I have one more co-founder. Her name is Lata. We call her Chechi. They are super people, very, very good people, very strong. So keeping in all this in mind, I don't take much of break, but yearly once I go solo traveler. I've been couple of countries. I've been to Sri Lanka. I've been to Koh Samui. I go on my solo trip. I go on my own.
Nice. How do you like Sri Lanka?
Sri Lanka, really, really good. I felt that it's very clean, very, very neat.
Right.
So they're not doing good, but when I back then 2019, they were really, really good.
Isn't that weird that they're just like one? It's almost like a island state of India, but they're like just very clean. One thing I noticed, I haven't been to Sri Lanka, but I've only seen like a lot of videos about food and stuff like that. One, it seems they're very, any township or any city like Colombo or whatever is very clean. The other part I noticed is people are very sweet. Like they're always willing to help out for whatever reason, wherever you look there. And their food is fucking out of bounds. They're so good. Like there's seafood and all of that.
Yeah, awesome.
I don't know,
awesome.
Insane. And you just go alone. And do you just kind of like take your own time off and you'll just go hang out by a beach or something? Is that what you do? Just chill out?
Actually, the reason behind why I go alone, I does not mean that I don't like any company. I am okay overcome. See, first of all, the first case, the solo trip started. We made a plan with friends. No one turned out, and he did not coming. I will not come. All those story was there, right. But I made I'm going. I said it's okay. No one comes. I have to go. Show must go on. I just took my train and went to a place. And then I come to know this is best place because when you go alone, you have no rules, regulation. Right. You do whatever you want to do. You are at best, right? You sleep late, you wake up late, you want to go there, you don't want to go there. You want to go
eat somewhere, you just eat wherever you want to eat.
Yeah, do whatever you want to do. No one is ready. And also when you are alone, you get to meet different people. You talk to people because you feel that you are alone. You want to talk to people. You go to party, you meet people. So I feel it's a good, fun place when you go alone. That's what I feel like. I go as I also tell you this. I am going alone because no one wants to come. That's all about it. But then later on, I understand going alone is also good. But if I make a plan, if someone wants to come with me, I'll never say no. I'll take them also. I'm not a particular solo traveler. So, but there is no option. I'll go alone. I'm okay to go alone.
Do you try all the food of the local place? Do you like different kinds of foods?
I do that. Always I go to a local place. I actually I must mention this. I don't think so. It may not be practical to you. It may not sound practical, but this is what I've done. Mm-hmm. I was there in India about 6 days, 5 nights.
Where were you at?
Koh Samui. It is in it's small island in Thailand. It's one of the best. So I was there about 6 days, 5 nights. I hardly slept about like 4 to 5 hours. That's all about it. So in 5 nights, I hardly slept. Would you imagine? I take my bag, I roam around the city, I go talk to people, I go see their food. I used to take a bus. I was in a bus, I'm not able to sleep because I want to see, because I feel that apart from the 6 days, I don't get chance to see.
Right.
So I always had my biggest dream is just to travel. I want to travel. There is at least 250 country. I want to finish at least 150 country. That's my aim. And that's what I want to do it in the future.
So cool, man. I wish you the luck. I wish you the best of luck. And I wish I could also like travel with you. You sound like a fucking awesome guy to travel with and eat all the kinds of food and things like that. I'd love it, man. I'd love it, Giri. Hey, we've been talking for, let's see, we've been talking, I don't even know how long we've been talking. I know your time is also at a premium. You know, you've got a family, you've got a kid and everything. So, dude, this is such an honor to chat with you. And I could get into so many things too, Giri. Like I always think to myself, like how does your day look like? I know you have steady clientele throughout the day. How do you take a break? How do you make, I don't know. I sometimes I think to myself, like it's how important is it for you to take breaks, and how many breaks do you take per day, and do you ever feel exhausted? I don't know. These are nerdy questions, man. I don't mean to ask them and bore you, but
see, the thing is, I don't look at my day like this. I never feel tired because the just reason behind this, I have so much of fun in my work. Because see, imagine, you are also enjoying talking to me. This is what I do when someone comes to my chair also. I talk to them, to me, and also they will get happy. I'll make them look nice. There are people who comes very dull. I make them look fresh. So I have that pride. I have that, what to say. I don't know the word. I feel that, oh, I made it today. I somehow feel that even I wanted to write in my bike and the car behind saying that, I make people look beautiful. That's what I want to, because I have that pride. So saying that taking break, I never feel it's exhausted. I don't feel that tiring, because physically we don't do much, because we play in a mental game here. We only create. Actually, this game is much tired faster than physical. I know that fact. But since we have get a good day, there may be some day bad day, some other stuff, silly stuff will be there. But apart from that, in 26 days I work. In 22 days I will be having good days. I always, other staff, talking to them. It's not like for like work. It's not like that.
Yeah, you don't feel like it's like a pressure situation. You just, this is like, even if they didn't pay you, you'd probably be still doing this, right? You'd still have fun doing this.
I always, when I was a kid, I used to get jealous when I see cricketers, because they play, right?
They're just having fun, yeah.
Then later on I come to me, they fucking get paid also. You just pay and get paid. So that's what I am also doing. Eventually, if you say, I have fun, playing is fun, right? You have fun and also paid.
That's right. This is the best, the best place to be at. Yeah. Such good advice. I spoke to this storyteller, her name's Geeta Ramanujam, last time, the previous podcast. I don't know if I sent it to you at all. That's the same thing she was saying. She travels all across India. She tells stories. She's a professional storyteller, and she does corporate gigs, and she's a very, very well accomplished person, high profile person. And yeah, the same thing she was saying as you are, which is like, if you're having fun and you doing what you're doing, like it never feels like any kind of like pain. You're just kind of like having fun. And then she was telling me, like, at times when she'll just feel a little bit exhausted and she'll take time off, but for her it's just like, yeah, she's laughing, she's making people laugh, she's talking through these stories and changing people's lives, like what you're describing. You're making people's days happy. And never at any point in her life she felt like, oh my God, I have to go into work. It was just like, I'm just going to do what I like to do all the time. And one can only aspire to do that in their lives. And I mean, you're obviously a huge inspiration for me. The more I meet people like yourself, I think to myself, like, yeah, I want to find that spot where it's like, yes, it's going to be a little bit exhausting physically, but mentally you're always there because you're just like so stimulated. You're enjoying the whole process of doing what you're doing, and there's joy in making people happy and making people look good and all of that. How do you ever get the only tiresomeness that comes is because your body needs rest, like 8 hours or something like that. You need to sleep.
Yeah, no, you rightly said. I feel like I only get tired. See, by work, I don't think so. I can get never tired because I'm into an industry where I have a lot of fun. Somehow it's like happens, right? I don't think so. As I told you, I never choose that. I just came.
Right.
You know that destiny. You believe in destiny. So it's something like that.
I don't believe in destiny, but I can humor somebody who believes in destiny for sure.
Yeah. I don't believe in all this stuff, but
yeah.
Example, like I just came. I landed here, which I'm liking it. See, let me tell you, for me, whatever I have, I'm just an example for you. Don't take this.
Sure.
See, whatever watch I have, for me, this is a luxurious watch because if I dreamed this back then, what was not possible to me. Since my industry where I work, I love my work so much. I could do so many stuff in my life. I could do so many other stuff. I can meet people like you. I can meet people, greatest people, actors. So if I see whatever value thing I have, even not as experience, it even like materialistic. Everything come from my industry because I respect my work as like I respect my mother and father.
Sure.
The same way I respect. So I feel it has given me so many things. I have all that. What to call? I have all. I have a great respect towards my career, my industry, and what I do. So putting all this, so I'm saying like I'm very happy to be there. So that's what my body when get tired, I want to rest. Sometimes I feel when I'm going morning after having a heavy workout, I don't want to go to work because you just want to sleep, right? You take a shower and want to sleep. But like when you get into a salon, you forget everything.
Right.
How much of a day, whatever you see, your client see your appointment is full, you're done. You want to be there. That's all about it. It's like a drug, you just get into it. Your eye.
So cool, man. I hope your story is inspiring to, I don't know, whoever watches this. It's like, this is where we need to be. This is, and the reason I was bringing up my previous guest was she was saying, if everybody in our society just did exactly what they found happiness in, like imagine the overall like happy society we will have. Like people who will just be happy doing what they're doing. They're not doing something because they're forced to do it, but they would be doing this anyway if they're not getting paid. Hey, what was the other question? I wanted to ask you this question really quick. That guy Brijesh, who was at B Blunt, okay?
I forgot to mention.
Can you, huh?
I forgot to mention his name. He's one of the best work partner I had. One of the best guys. His name is Brijesh. I think you also used to cut his hair.
I love, the one thing I always noticed about him, Giri, was that how is this motherfucker cool all the time? He's like cool as a cucumber. Like he never gets worked up.
No, actually, I think you're a very, very good observer. But working with him, I know we all respect him so much because of his character. He's really calm.
He's got talent. Yeah.
He is very, very talented. And,
right.
He's very, 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 very calm always. Very super cool guy. And he can gel with anyone. If you want a best drinking partner, you can go with him. You want to talk, he'll talk to you.
Right.
So I have a really, really good stuff with him. He's a great guy.
I know. I always feel like that's the way I want to live life. Just kind of relaxed, chilled out. Just doesn't take things too seriously. He doesn't take himself seriously. He's just like very mild mannered. He's like, hey, how are you? Blah, blah, blah. That's it. He's just very calm. Like this guy is Buddha embodied,
Yeah.
Hey, Giri, I'll let you go, man. Dude, this is such a pleasure and an honor and a joy to be talking to somebody as enlightened as yourself, man. I can only wish to be somebody like you someday. I mean, the fact that you gave me how much ever time we took to talk here is just like, I value this so much. I know I sound like a crazy fan or something, but I really, really respect, like, these are your voices and your like approach towards work is so enlightening, and it's so refreshing to hear, because it's like, you want to hear people who just like understand, like, there is joy to be had in your craft. You can find the thing that you love to do, and sometimes you might not get there one way. There's many ways to get there, and once you get there, you just kind of like enjoy that journey. And it's like there's no such thing as you getting tired about something or you're dreading to go to work. You're just there and you just enjoy it. Like, I hope everybody finds that, and I hope you continue being who you are, man. Like, just keep inspiring. I think I want to, if you're so kind enough to lend me some time in the future again, I want to do this again and just chat with you.
Sure.
And amplify your voices, man. It's so cool that I came to meet you. My wife and you are so, I guess, just lucky to have met you, man.
Same here, bro. I am also very, very happy to both you as a client. You remember, Preeti ditched you on the.
That's right. That's right. Thank God for Preeti, man. She, the story here is that the inside joke we have is that this is the cardinal sin that a hairdresser should never commit. And I don't want to say her name, like, whatever. She had fun that night. This person had fun that night. And my wife was supposed to get a haircut in the morning, and she didn't, her hair done or whatever. This is the wedding day. And long story short, Giri showed up, and then he did some damage control. Is that right, Giri?
Yeah. I'm very happy. And also, let me tell you this, bro. You're a great guy. You're one of the awesome, as you always smiling.
Oh, thanks,
smiling.
Man. You're too sweet. Yeah.
I to Emily also. Thank you so
Absolutely.
much.
And you know what? Let me know. Let me know. If you know people like, I don't know,
like this, like those people.
I'll talk to you offline. Why am I saying this online? Yeah, man. It's a Saturday night. For you in India, and I hope you have fun. Sure. And God bless. And I only hope to just be a platform for guys like yourself, man. God bless.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Cheers.